Hello everyone, here I am with another video on the chapter of RDT, and the topic which I am going to discuss is cloning vectors. In previous videos we have seen about the various tools used in RDT. In this video we are going to see another major component of gene cloning experiment. So let's get started. A vector serves as a vehicle to carry a foreign DNA sequence into a host cell. So it is also known as the vehicle for cloning. The two molecules that are required for cloning are the DNA to be cloned and a cloning vector. So what a cloning vector is? It is a small piece of DNA that can be stably maintained in an organism, that is the host cell, and into which a foreign DNA fragment can be inserted for cloning purposes. And the cloning vector is chosen according to the size and type of the DNA to be cloned. For example, if a small insert is to be introduced into the vector, so a vector would be chosen which can introduce that insert. And if a large fragment is to be introduced, so a vector that can internalize the large fragment that can be chosen. So here are some of the examples of the DNA which can be used as cloning vectors: plasmid DNA, fast DNA, hybrid vectors, and artificial chromosomes, etc. If we look at the history of the cloning vectors, so it started with the three scientists working in Boyer's lab. They recognized a general cloning vector with unique restriction sites for cloning in foreign DNA and the expression of antibiotic resistance genes for selection of transformed bacteria. In 1977, they described the first vector designed for cloning purposes, that was PBR322, a plasmid. This vector was small, nearly 4 kilobases in size, and had 2 antibiotic resistance genes for selection. So while conducting the cloning experiments, the first question arises that how will my insert replicate in the host cell? Because the insert is of foreign nature to the host cell. So will it replicate in the host cell? So the answer to this question lies in the features of a cloning vector. The first feature which we are going to see is the origin of replication. So a vector must contain an origin of replication or array so that it is independently able to replicate within the host cell. This implies that any foreign insert it carries is automatically replicated inside the host cell. So what array is? Array is a specific sequence of nucleotide from where replication starts. So whenever a foreign DNA is linked with the sequence, along with the vector replication, foreign DNA or the desirable DNA also starts replicating within the host cell. So the next question arises that where will I insert my foreign gene? So in the cloning vector, anywhere we can insert the foreign gene? No, it should be a specific site. So the answer to this question lies in the next feature of the cloning vector, that is the cloning site. So the vector must also have one unique restriction enzyme recognition site which can be used for cutting and introducing an insert. Cloning site is a place where the vector DNA can be digested and desired DNA can be inserted by the same restriction enzyme. Or we can say it is the point of entry for the analysis of genetic engineering work. Recently, recombinant plasmids containing multiple cloning sites or MCS have been developed. So this MCS can have up to 20 restriction sites. The MCS provides flexibility in the choice and use of restriction enzymes. This can be clear with the following image. So here it is the MCS or multiple cloning site region where the restriction sites for these many enzymes are present. Now if we want to insert a foreign DNA in which the restriction site for EcoR1 is present, so we will cut that DNA fragment with EcoR1 enzyme and we will cut this MCS region with the same enzyme and insert the foreign DNA into it. Now if we take another DNA fragment in which suppose EcoR1 sites are not present, but it has hind 3 restriction sites. So we can cut that foreign DNA with hind 3 enzyme and this MCS region with hind 3 enzyme, and we can insert that foreign DNA also. So it gives the flexibility in the choice of the restriction enzymes for the cloning experiment. Now the DNA has been inserted into the vector and now the vector has been introduced into the host cell. Now the next question arises, how can we identify the host cell containing cloned genes? So every cell, every host cells contain the cloned gene, or we have to identify the host cells which contain the cloned gene. So the answer to this question lies in the next feature of the cloning vector, that is the selectable marker gene. A selectable marker is a gene whose product can identify the host cells containing the vector and in which in turn contains the foreign DNA. The selectable markers include genes conferring antibiotic resistance, or it also includes the genes which code for the enzymes such as beta-galactosidase, which can turn substrates blue in the vicinity of the host cell colony, and also the genes expressing green fluorescent protein or GFP, which cause the host cells containing the vector to fluoresce when viewed under UV light. So the cloning vector containing selectable marker confer on the host cells an ability to survive and proliferate in selective growth medium containing the particular antibiotics in the case of antibiotic resistance gene, or it can also facilitate the screening of successful clones by using features of these genes that allow successful clones to be identified. Like here we can identify the blue colonies and the white colonies. So hence we can identify the recombinant clones from the non-recombinant one. Another desirable feature of a cloning vector is that it should be small in size, thereby facilitating entry or transfer into a host cell. A number of vectors have been developed incorporating these features, but only plasmids and bacteriophage based vectors will be discussed in the next videos. So a number of vectors have been developed incorporating these features, but only plasmids and bacteriophage based vectors will be discussed in the upcoming videos. Here you can see a simple cloning vector containing origin of replication, a selectable marker gene which is the antibiotic resistance genes like ampicillin resistant gene, a marker gene whose product can be easily identified like LegZ, and MCS containing the various restriction enzyme sites. So with this we can conclude, and here is the summary. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe the video.